Hi there, Jimmy is joining me. We on our last video, when we did the video of how we met, a couple of you had said, hey, we should do this once a month. So we thought this is a great opportunity to kind of tell you what's coming up, what we have planned, things that we haven't filmed that we would like to show you. Like I would like to start off, I got some more friend mail. I have a card from Georgianne in Illinois, and I got a card from Nicole in Vermont, and I would like to thank you very much for that. It was an exciting day at the Flying Pig Thrift household when I get mail, so thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
So Jimmy's going to start off. We have a list, so we're still organized.
Right. So I don't know if you want to mention about the Facebook.
I know that a lot of you, I get a lot of announcements like so-and-so sending you a Facebook friend request, a friend request, a friend request. And I don't do Facebook. Before this whole started, I never had a Facebook account. I only started it when Flying Pig Thrift started. Yeah. And I would say 99%, I go on Instagram, and then I know it hooks over to Facebook. And so I do a lot more on Instagram and interact more on Instagram. So I apologize if you have sent me a friend request and I have not request. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to be their friend. It's just, I'm just not used to being on Facebook. So I wanted to put that out there, that I'm not being mean and ignoring you. I just don't really deal with Facebook. And the only reason I did Facebook is because Instagram, you could post things and it also goes on Facebook. So I really like Instagram. I think it's really user friendly and I'm more used to it. So I wanted to make sure that I said that.
Right. And also too, I don't know if it's important to say, but Jocelyn also encouraged you to link things on Facebook, and you kind of felt the pressure to do that.
A good pressure.
Absolutely.
And she was like, here, you can do it. And she's so used to being on Facebook. It's her generation. I'm old and ancient. Right. And we're like two dinosaurs. Like, how do you do that? So eventually I will try to be more maybe more present on Facebook. But for now, it's a huge big deal that I'm on Instagram all the time. So
yes. Yeah.
So okay. Next.
So do you want to mention what's coming this weekend?
Yes, this weekend is at the Lemoyne Antique Mall. The description below for the address and where it's held, it's going to be this Saturday, February 26, 2022 from 10 to 1. We're having a meet and greet with Jocelyn and George, the Antique Nomad, and myself, and we would love to meet you. I know a lot of people, not a lot, that sounds like, well, a few people have said that they would want to come, but they live far away. And a few people have said, we can't wait to meet you. So I'm excited to see what kind of turnout we're having. I hope it's a nice big turnout. It's a great antique mall. And also, if you see anything in my store that is local pickup, I will be happy to help you load it into your car. So if you need a giant pink panther, if you need a giant lamp, he's tired of looking at the lamp. What else? I have a Matador, Treasure Craft Matador and bowl. I have a TV lamp that's a boat. I have a nativity, Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus from Peru. They're very, very big. And also some things I haven't listed, those big carafes, those coffee carafes, if anyone would interested in those not Chromex, but they were in a video with Jocelyn. I haven't listed them because I'm nervous about packing them, but that would be something I wouldn't mind bringing to Lemoyne and handing them off to you.
And they are on your...
They are under local pickup in my store.
Right. So
they're all available to be picked up on the Saturday.
And if you see them, make an offer, because there would be the savings on shipping that, we can work with that.
Especially the lamp. Right?
Especially the lamp, right. Right. Let's see here. So just a kind of a follow-up as far as our first storage unit. As far as the sneakers, we have been working on cleaning those up, and they're coming out really, really nice. Like I said, a lot of them are almost like brand new. For some reason, none of them have like the insoles. So maybe the person who had them had like their own insoles, and they just they use them from shoe to shoe. So you would have to get some kind of an insole or
which would be easy to do, like a Dr. Sole.
Dr. Sole, yeah, just something inside. But they will be listed shortly. But they're cleaned up and looking very nice.
They're looking nice.
And also speaking of storage units, so I did a second storage unit up in Hanover, PA. Dad was busy with other things, and so I took my 81-year-old dad with me to help, and he was actually a great help. He's not afraid to to put in some hard work if need be, and
that was a hard work.
And that was it was a very dirty unit, and was a lot of work actually, and I could have
a lot of more stuff than the first one that you
a lot more stuff, a lot more trash, and then a lot more treasures. So I mean,
right. And one of the treasures I wanted to show you, this did sell, and he's actually doing the local pickup tomorrow. And if you followed me on Instagram, you saw this. I made a little reel of this on Instagram. Jimmy found this. This was just in a box.
Just in a box with miscellaneous stuff, but in very good condition. I mean,
I immediately knew that it was Army issue here, and it was old. It's a Dwight Eisenhower style jacket, and on the inside is labeled here, right there, and it says. It's a battle dress blouse, size 13, and it's dated June 12th, 1945. So there was a little bit of wear to it, obvious wear. I mean, it's almost 77 years old.
Yes.
You figured out.
Yep.
So here, let's see the bracket. So
yeah, it's very nice. It's very.
So that has sold, but that was like one of the things I was like, oh my gosh, because we were going through. There was a ton of like books,
ton of books, and a ton of clothes, and there was a dresser and some mattresses. And we have donated a lot of the clothes to different shelters. A women's shelter, we donated some of the women's clothing.
Someone had mentioned that to me in one of the comments that
is a great idea.
And I didn't think of that they had benefited from a women's shelter. So I was like, well, let's get some clothes over there. They also had this official code book from California, the place from 1947. So it has like the codes here. Make sure that's super cool. There was a war ration book. This is a child's war ration book.
Yeah.
And he also, I'm going to show you all like the old stuff first. So then some other treasures that Jimmy found was this Fenton glass basket. This was thrown in with a box of other
It should have been broken. I mean, technically, because it was in with books.
And it glows. This is, it was marked, the Fenton mark is on the bottom, and it has an 8, so you know it's from the 80s. And to me, I was like, I bet this glows, and it does glow. This has sold. I had it up for auction, and what it turns out is this was a Danbury Mint or Franklin Mint, one of those that you got a basket each month. And so this was the glowing one. And then this was also in the same box, this beautiful paperweight, clear bottom, a little bit of some scratching on it, which, I mean, it was thrown in, it was a metal box? I feel like it was a metal or plastic box.
No paper, just kind of thrown in.
And then there was this necklace. There were 2 other necklaces that I sold from it, but then also this is marked, and I don't know anything about necklaces. This is marked Lisner, Lisner. So this kind of 70s statement necklace. So that was on there. So I was thinking, wow, there's books and there's old things. But then you started finding punk rock metal.
Like heavy metal, like.
And we have some examples to show you.
Yeah, so there's this.
Megadeth.
Yeah, it's a Megadeth. If you open it up, it's from the 80s, but it's the music that you could play on a piano or a guitar, and that's neat. And also
the Best of Black Sabbath. This is guitar. And
it's got a CD in it that's never been opened, and these things have value. I mean, they're right on the first page is a CD, and there's two programs of a heavy metal band called Judas Priest.
From a concert, right?
From a concert, yeah.
One of them has a little chewy marks on it.
It's this one here coming up.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a band
Motley Crue
program, Motley Crue, and it's got a little bit of a chew mark up at the top. But if you open it up, it's got great pictures. Of when the band was younger. They're all like us. They're older.
And there more.
There's a couple more. And there's this really neat guitar magazine that has some CDs in it, and it has a bunch of like learning how to play the guitar, like notes and stuff. It's really neat stuff.
I didn't bring it down. There was also the that teddy bear. What was that teddy bear?
Oh, Alice Cooper.
There's an Alice Cooper plush.
Yeah, little plush. That's really.
Has the black right
Yeah,
there.
really neat.
We found a calendar.
Yeah, from.
What is this from?
It's 2016 commemorative Super Bowl calendar. Never been opened.
show you.
It's got some great pictures, and you know, it takes you back in time with the history of the Super Bowl. Right. So it's really neat.
And these are, of course, were not ours, and they were in the storage, and people did smoke.
Yeah.
So they do smell. We were joking. They smell like rock and roll.
They smell like rock and roll.
They smell like, hey man, but
but they're really neat. I mean, if you're into that, or if you know somebody that's into that, they're
right.
really. I mean, it's like turning back the clock. Yeah. It's really neat stuff. It really is.
So it was funny to find the old war stuff, the pretty glass stuff, and then the rock and roll stuff.
Right, and
oh yes, okay.
And then
it's right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell them how you found this. This was like in a...
Well, it's just in another box, just kind of thrown in, and it was just in like these metal buckets, like you get like the mixed popcorn or whatever in, and it was like a bunch of, we were trying to figure out how many, because there's no,
this is full.
There was no paperwork as far as like how to put them together, but they're all kind of Harry Potter Lego sets.
And so I have 3 bins like this, plus a Lowe's bucket, those Lowe's blue plastic buckets, completely filled.
Right.
So Jenny and I are washing them, and I read the Harry Potter, the first 3 books, and she's read them. So like, luckily some of them have these are staircase, and they have numbers on the back. And then, so I think they're from at least 2 sets. And then today we found something Night Bus, and I looked that up, and that's also from another set. So what we decided is that we are going to clean them all.
Which we have cleaned most of them. We just have the bucket left.
One more bucket, and then sell it as a lot and say it's as is. These aren't guaranteed to be completely here, but I know you can buy instructions. You would get pretty darn close. I mean, it seems like there are so many Harry Potter minifiguring heads.
Right, which kind of tells you how many,
how many kits.
And I believe like some of those like brand new, just one of them are like $150. So we have a lot of them. So we're going to be listing those shortly once the last batch gets cleaned up. And you know, it's a great deal if you're into the whole Lego thing, and it'll keep you busy, or your grandkids busy, or your son busy,
or yourself busy.
Or yourself busy, for months. Get you through the winter.
Exactly.
And also in regards to the storage units, there are some more. I mean, they're always up, but it depends on how far we want to travel. The one in Hanover that my dad, my 81-year-old dad, went with me to help. That was kind of a big day. I mean, I had to rent a truck, and it was probably about a 50-minute drive. And then it was probably took us an hour to clean out the unit. You had to sweep it out. It was
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, big task. And I'm not necessarily afraid of that, but the fact that I had to rent a truck and drive far away and all that. So I'm trying to avoid, traveling too far away. I have to rent a truck. The first one was real close to our house, and we made a couple trips in our pickup truck. So that was really great. So there are some more at that facility and other ones closer in our area. So we will be doing more storage unit auctions probably in the next few weeks. Yeah. So you can look forward to that. And I'm excited. It's been a lot of fun it's just like a big box of Cracker Jacks. I mean, you kind of open it up and you see what you're going to get, and you think it doesn't look promising, and then you find a bunch of Air Jordans, or you find
8 million Legos that are
right. It's just really, and then you find stuff like we did with the first one and the second one that you can donate to people that will make better use of it than we can, and the clothes to the women's shelter and the furniture to the Catholic Church thrift store. So it's been really great. So. And then just as far as some upcoming plans for us, for the channel. So in March, my dad, like I said, is 81, and he has a friend that he met in the Air Force a long time ago that he's stayed in contact with over the years, and I guess they've been friends now for probably 60 plus years. And they're both in their 80s, and so the traveling thing is not that easy. So my dad and I are going to Michigan in March to pay him a little visit, and I'm
going to try and get him to film a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm still not very comfortable with it, but
maybe there'll be photos. You're going to take pictures.
Yeah, maybe some photos, or I'll see what I can do. But we're looking forward to that. I know my dad is, and I'm looking forward to to driving him out there, so you don't have to worry about the stress of that. So that'll be one of the March things that we do. Oh, okay.
And then as a family,
Right, and then as a family in April,
we have a travel trailer. You saw it in the 19-degree camping. We have so when we say camping, we're not like roughing it.
Yeah.
We have TV and air conditioning,
right, and
and a refrigerator. But we are going to go to there's a YouTuber named
Adam Sandoval, and he's a really fascinating guy. He bought a campground in Moyers, Oklahoma, a few years back, and his channel it's about motorcycle riding. And he traveled to every Harley Davidson in the country, we'll say roughly 10 years ago, with his little Chihuahua scooter, who recently passed away, unfortunately. And his message is to raise money for disabled veterans, which is pretty awesome, actually. And so he bought this campground in Moyers, Oklahoma, called the K River Campground. And it's a campground like any campground, but the one thing that he does is he has a fully equipped, wheelchair accessible cabin that any disabled vet and their family can stay for free 365 days a year, as long as they can get there. And obviously, I think on his website, which is adamsandoval.com, he says as long as they can show, I guess, military ID, it's free. And right now he's currently looking to buy another campground in somewhere in Arizona. He really likes that climate, and he's going to do the same thing. Now, like I said, it's a regular campground, but he caters to disabled veterans and also just veterans in general. I mean, that's been like his driving passion. And if you have any interest in following him, like I said, he has a YouTube channel. It's called
I'll put the thing down below.
Yeah, yep, right down below. Adam Sandoval Rides, and the name of his website is adamsandoval.com. And the name of the campground is the K River Campground. So we're going to go and visit him and see the campground. It looks really, really neat by the videos I've seen.
It'll be good weather because it'll be April. It should be nice weather, not too hot yet. We have traveled across the country to Oregon in our travel trailer twice. So just going to Oklahoma is going to be like no big deal at all.
No big deal.
And then we're hoping to like stop in Arkansas and see my cousin, and so make it kind of a little family reunion, and I'm hoping to do a little bit of thrifting because it's fun to do some adventures. But if you see a Goodwill, you see a Goodwill.
You have to, especially in Oklahoma. So.
I've never been to a Goodwill in Oklahoma. So.
Right. So, and then
and then after we get back from camping, we're going to come back, and it's going to be the beginning of May. We were kind of thinking that time, and before many years ago when I've mentioned this before, that I used to knit all the time, right? It was
all the time.
All of the time. One year it was every single day. And I knitted it was crazy.
Yes.
So things happened, and I kind of got away from knitting, and now I got back into knitting a little bit because Jenny outgrew her hat, so I was luckily I have not forgotten how to knit. But we used to go to the Sheep and Wool Festival in Maryland. Friendship, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival.
Yeah, it's always the first weekend in May, and that's like the beginning of my birthday month. Yeah. So it was always kind of the start off to soon to be my birthday and get some yarn for your birthday and stuff. But we haven't gone probably in the last 4 years, I think.
Yeah, well, with the pandemic and
it was canceled.
And it was canceled 1 or 2 of the years.
So we thought it would be fun to and we used to camp down there.
Right.
We would make a whole long weekend of it. But you can also go for the day. I think we've probably been like 8 times to it. Don't you think?
Like, and it's like an hour and a half drive, so it's not that far. Yeah.
So we were going to bring you along to that and show you some of the sights to the Sheep and Wool Festival and the Maryland area. It's very pretty down there.
Yeah, so. It's very nice, and it's a big the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is a big deal. It's neat. It doesn't change much from year to year, so that might be part of the reason why we stopped, and also the pandemic. But it's neat. It's got a lot of neat stuff, especially if you're into that whole knitting and yarn and
crochet.
Yes, all weaving, that stuff. Yes.
Everything fiber arts.
Yeah, and everything. Yeah, and of course, great food. So that's all we have planned so far in May. But that's a few months out, so obviously things will change. But we know what we're doing part of March, and obviously we're doing the regular stuff. I'll be doing storage units and helping her with the Goodwill thrifting and auctions and all that other stuff.
Canoeing and kayaking. Well, it's been really warm here the past couple days in Pennsylvania. So I posted a picture. We went on a bike ride. That was the end of the last video you saw. Was Jenny was riding my trike, and I was riding my trike, and we have lots of rail trails around here.
Lots of rail trails.
And the rail trail that we were on, it connects to a town all the way down to the southern end of the
Right.
county called Quarryville. And so I said, well, I want to do that together. So, because
Yeah.
I do have another bike that has a motor.
Yeah, well,
on it.
you also have just a regular bike, but
It's
you
a
also have
regular
an e-bike.
Yeah, that has an engine, so I can keep up with him because
Right.
he's really good cyclist. So,
Yeah.
but then with the warm weather, we have a canoe.
Right.
And so we definitely want to do some canoe adventures with you and bring you along
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, some canoe trips would be fun.
Yes, because as you can tell, we do like being outdoors. We love the thrifting and
Yeah.
going and finding new treasures and stuff. But we also like being outside and hiking and riding our bikes and with our canoe. So we also like to add that to our channel as well.
And it seems like with the comments,
Yes,
it seems
you like
like
it
that
too.
you guys enjoy when we do thrifting and other things.
Right.
Like we took the dogs for a walk at the state park
Right.
and the biking and camping and just other stuff, and just kind of takes you just out of the goodwill and kind of brings you into our home a little bit
Right.
and gets to know us.
And we have fun.
And we enjoy that.
Yeah, because we're always like, hey, we should bring them along. Okay, let's film.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Because we're going for a while. Let's film us going for a while
Yeah.
because we know you'd enjoy it too.
So, and then if you want to mention, you're gonna.
And then the next thing that's coming up very soon is Fastnacht Day. And I had never heard of Fastnacht Day till I moved here. And that is on Fat Tuesday before the start of Lent. That you around here it's a donut without a hole in it. And so a lot of churches and grocery stores around here have Fastnachts. And so I said, you know what we should do is we should get a couple Fastnachts from the different areas and kind of have like a taste test and see what they are. So we're gonna hopefully have that. And why not? It's donuts.
Yeah, right. You can go wrong with donuts, right? And that'll be fun to compare them and give you our opinion on whose is better, or maybe they're all the same.
And I would like to know if you've ever heard of Fastnacht Day,
Right.
Specifically Fastnacht Day. I know that a lot of people on Fat Tuesday they use up king cake. That's like a thing in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. But I'd never heard of having a specific food until I moved here. And I remember I was so excited when we were first married. Because we got married in January, and this would have been, March or February. And I was like, oh, what are Fastnachts? He's like, they're donuts.
Yeah.
And so they're right. But they come sugared or plain or glazed. So, and they're delicious.
Yeah, they're donuts. Yes.
And it's the start of a new season. So.
Yeah. So I think...
Did we hit all of our licks?
Yeah. So I think... I think we hit everything as far as kind of reviewing some things that we've covered lately in videos and things that are coming up. And we're so excited to, of course, bring you along and take you on the adventure with us, and we'll I guess we'll end it there. Or?
Yes, I think so. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to insert a picture of us when we were married.
First married.
We'll
look a little different.
We look a little brighter and shinier.
Yes,
A couple of you asked, well, where's the wedding picture? So
Right.
we're going to end it with that instead of the usual puppy dog picture. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see ya.
I'll see ya.